Hey, what's up guys? This is Brandon Washington with BWash Media, and today we are celebrating 500, well technically over 650 subscribers with a special Q&A video. So like I said, we're gonna be celebrating our new subscribers with a special Q&A video. And so in my last video I put out, I told you guys to leave me some questions that you'd like for me to answer in this video. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and answer those questions. All right, so our first question comes from One Rugrat. And his question is, do you think we still need actual business cards? Like your channel, keep it up. Also, stabilizer or electric gimbal? Do you have a preference? Okay. So your first question, do we actually still need business cards? Yes. I think as filmmakers, a lot of us can just kind of share our content online, but if we're gonna be working with other businesses and doing commercial stuff, you still wanna make sure you have a business card, something that you can put in someone's hands so that way when they walk away, they are having something tangible to kind of have your name, phone number, website, email address, whatever on it. But it doesn't just stop with the business card. You want to make sure that you're also getting their information, even if they don't have a business card, and then you be proactive to make sure that you're doing the follow-up. So if you hand someone your business card, get their information, and then in maybe a day or two, give them a call, send them an email, and just say, hey, it was nice meeting you, yada, 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 yada. As for your second question, stabilizers or electric gimbals, I'd have to say electric gimbals. I've used the DJI Ronin and it works really well. I just like how easy it is to turn it on, and there's very little balancing you have to do before you turn it on, and your shots come out really smooth. Now, I definitely know that there is some negatives to it with the weight and having to make sure you have batteries charged. And normally you have to have some type of extra monitor if you want to be able to frame your shots properly. But I think those things for what you get out of it, those things are worth the hassle. And so personally, I like to use electric gimbals. Also, I guess it's just fair to say I've never really been good at balancing a Steadicam. I have a Steadicam. I almost never use it because I've never really been great at balancing it. And then every time I take my lens off, it's like a whole hassle to rebalance it with a brand new lens. And with an electric gimbal, it's very little balancing before you actually just turn it on and let it do a lot of the work for you. All right, the next question comes from Adri Movies, ADRI Movies. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. It says, do you have other filmmakers, YouTubers, that you admire, except of me, of course, and why? Yes, watching YouTube is what made me want to take my own videos to YouTube. And so, like probably 90% of people who are watching YouTube today, one of my biggest inspirations is Casey Neistat. I also like to follow a lot of tech reviewers. So like MKBHD, he's another really good one. I also like to watch Swoozy because he's really funny. Now, one thing I will say is that I think a lot of people underestimate some of the tech channels because a lot of those guys are making some amazing, good-looking content like MKBHD. And even though he may not necessarily classify himself as a filmmaker, he's doing work that rivals a lot of so-called filmmakers today. Next question comes from AnyMotion HD. He said, Brandon, what is good software you can use to edit your short films with zero budget, but needs some better flexibility than Windows Movie Maker, Microsoft platform? So I'm assuming that you are anti-Apple, which is okay. I like Apple, but if you're on the Windows platform, probably the best thing I can recommend is DaVinci Resolve. I actually just downloaded here just to answer your question, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty powerful piece of software. I think it should do pretty well for what you're trying to do. Definitely though, just a couple things to keep in mind. It's not so much about how you edit, but it is about how you shoot to make your editing easier. So definitely keep that in mind. But I think DaVinci Resolve is going to do a lot for you. It's absolutely free. You can download it on Blackmagic's website. All it asks you is basic information like name, email address, phone number, stuff like that. And then you can download it for free. So I've never used it, but thanks to your question, I'm going to check it out. and if I think it's pretty cool, I may make a video on it. All right, next question comes from Dennis, and he says, love your work. Thanks, Dennis. Your firework video in particular was very helpful to me. I have 2 questions. First, what software or tools do you use to edit post-capture? And then second, where do you get your ideas to keep things so interesting? Thank you. Now, like I've just mentioned, I personally don't use DaVinci Resolve, but I do use Final Cut X and Premiere. I am faster at editing in Final Cut, but sometimes the projects just require that it's been done in Premiere because there are certain features that you can do in one that you can't do in the other. So as a Apple shooter, I have a little bit more flexibility because I can edit in Final Cut if I need to, or I can edit in Premiere if I need to. It just really depends on the job. So that's one little tip for all you filmmakers out there. Don't just fall in love with one editing suite and then say, okay, that's the one I'm gonna use, because sometimes your clients will actually ask you to edit in a certain, editing suite because they wanna be able to have the project files to use after you're done with the job. So make sure you're really well versed in as many editing suites as you can. As for the second question, where do you get your ideas to keep things so interesting? Honestly, I have no idea. Only thing I can say is I try to make videos that I myself want to watch, and there are some times like where I've actually made a video, edited it, and then went to watch it, and I couldn't bring myself to finish watching my own video, which meant that I knew no one else would want to watch that video, so I never even posted it. So that's one thing I'll say. If you find your content interesting and you want to watch it multiple times, and then you show maybe, a relative or a brother or a sister or someone else, the video, and they think it's interesting, then you may have something good and something worth posting. All right, next question comes from John, and he says, hey Brandon, my 10-year-old daughter and I have a question for you. We are researching which drone to buy in 2017. It's between the DJI Mavic Pro and the GoPro Karma. She prefers the Mavic due to the better camera, but we heard you say in one of your tests/reviews to wait for the Mavic Pro 2. Do you recommend us waiting till they upgrade the unit or take the plunge now? Thanks. All right, one, I don't think I ever said that. That may have been another video you watched, but I don't think I remember saying wait till the Mavic Pro 2. I mean, if it was completely up to me, I would say take the plunge now and buy a Mavic. Yes, GoPro did say that they're going to be re-releasing the Karma, but at this point, it's so clouded. You really just don't know what type of quality you're gonna get from it, and we really don't know what they changed or what they fixed to make sure that the issue that got them all recalled in the first place doesn't happen again. Now, the Mavic is awesome. I love my Mavic. It's right here, and so I would definitely say go ahead and buy a Mavic now. DJI, I guess they watched my video. Just kidding. But they've actually gotten their shipment times down to about 2 weeks, so you can order your Mavic and have it within the same month. So if you're definitely shopping for a small compact drone that gets great quality, the Mavic wins hands down, so take the plunge. Next question, when will you review a smartphone? I don't know. I didn't know you guys wanted smartphones, but I guess technically that is filmmaking gear. Maybe I'll do a video on how to make films with the smartphone. And then how long do you think it'll take for your channel to hit 1,000 or 100,000 subscribers? Geez, I have no idea. YouTube is so crazy. I never expected my channel to hit over 500 as quickly as it did. So 100,000 subscribers would be insane. I hope one day to really get there, but we'll just have to wait and see. And then I think your next question was, and how would you feel? I would freak out. Legitimately, I would probably just freak out. And then our last question comes from Dad Things, and he says, great video, Brandon. Thank you for this because it reminds me to set my goals for my channel this year. Hope your channel keeps growing. Thanks. Not a question, but I appreciate it. So those are the questions. Thank you guys again so much for subscribing. If this is your first time coming to the channel, my primary videos are about gear review and filmmaking and photography gear, so make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're into those things. Also, if you like this video, hit that like button because it really helps the channel grow, as all of you guys know already. And then if you guys have other questions for me or follow-up questions, make sure you leave comments down below. And then, like I mentioned before, I am picking 3 winners. And so those 3 winners, I'm gonna reach out to you personally. So that way there's no, issue with getting your prize, I'm gonna be doing a special little giveaway. I got these special B-Wash Media shirts that are pretty awesome, and they're in black and gold, and so I'll be sending one of those to my 3 winners. So make sure you check your messages, or make sure you check a comment in your one of your videos on your page, because I'll be figuring out how to get in touch with you guys. But other than that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. And again, thank you guys so much for all of our new subscribers, and I can't wait to show you guys some more videos. I have a special video planned with the new DJI Phantom 4 Pro. So make sure you subscribe, because that video is definitely on its way. I'll catch you guys in the next one.